If there's one thing Wings of Fire fans love, it's shipping. Fanwings love shipping so much that they literally have created war RPs where you fight the other side of a ship, and I'm not afraid to say that I've joined a few of those. Within such a large variety of ships to choose from, there are some that I simply just don't like or don't want to choose. I've given my opinion on those ships in my Designing Dragonet series, ranking videos, and in past analyses, like my Why Winter Didn't End Up with Moonwatcher video. Turtlejou is another ship that I feel like is a unique situation that deserves its own video. So here I am. Before we get started, if you are new to this channel, please think about subscribing. I regularly post both Wings of Fire and Workouts content, so you'll never be bored. And to my current subscribers, thank you so much for supporting me. I wouldn't have gotten here without y'all. Just a note, you do not have to ship everything I ship and not ship everything I dislike. Some of my note TPs are for personal reasons and do not apply to you. With that out of the way, let's start with the history of the dragons. Turtle will go first. Turtle was one of his mother's many dragonettes. He was one of 31 or so brothers who were neglected by her in favor of her female heirs. Turtle stood out from the rest of his brothers for one reason. He was secretly an animus. Turtle attempted to hide his ability from the other dragons, going as so far to enchant his sister to distract from him during a magic test. At the same time, he attempted to assist from the shadows, such as searching for a replacement for the royal hatchery guard when he got sick. However, he failed, leading to the death of one of his unborn sisters. He was then shunned by all of his siblings, leading to him enchanting them to forgive him out of desperation. Turtle grew up in a palace, but Kinkajou on the other hand grew up in a rainforest. She wasn't raised by a family, but collectively by the village. No one paid any particular mind to her besides Coconut, and when she was kidnapped, no one searched for her, even Coconut. For a few months to a year, Kinkajou lived at the Nightwing volcano where she was subjected to tests surrounding her venom. She eventually befriended another kidnapped Rainwing named Glory, who helped her break free. Once back in the rainforest, she competed alongside Glory during a throne challenge. Glory won and attacked the Night Kingdom using her newfound throne and conquered the Nightwing tribe. After the War of Sandwing's succession ended, both Kinkajou and Turtle were sent to Jade Mountain Academy. Both of them were placed in the Jade Winglet, and from here on out their stories intertwine. Kinkajou makes friends with Moon, a mind reader. Upon learning Moon is a mind reader, Turtle is saddened and thinks she knows his secret, but she can't due to a chunk of meteorite he keeps in his bracelet. Kinkajou in this book is very bubbly with an edge of fierce. Turtle on the other hand is mellow and is perfectly summed up in the phrase, a puddle of sparks. Both of them went through traumatic childhood experiences, Kinkajou being with the Nightwing kidnappings, and Turtle blaming himself for the death of his sisters and being shunned by all of his brothers. However, it shaped them in different ways. Kinkajou became extroverted due to her trauma being related to not having enough socialization and having no one care for her, in some way or felt an emotion towards him, but all those emotions were negative, leading to him withdrawing from other dragons. At least that's how I interpret it. After Winter runs away to find his sister and brother, Kinkajou and Keebly follow, but Turtle remains at Jade Mountain Academy as he's a bit too shy to go out into the world like that. Kinkajou returns to the rainforest and they locate Winter's evil sister. They find a hint that Winter's brother is in the mountains and they locate him. It turns out that Winter's brother was actually enchanted to be another dragon. The dragon who enchanted him attacks the Jade Winglet and Kinkajou is put into a coma. The Jade Mountain go to Possibility to find medical attention for Kinkajou, but Winter continues to the Ice Kingdom with his brother. Meanwhile, Peril and Turtle search for Queen Scarlet and Turtle convinces Peril to go to Possibility. Winter returns to Possibility and Peril picks a fight with him. Turtle uses his animus magic to heal him, exposing himself to the entire Jade Winglet minus Umbra and Carnelian as an animus. Peril flies away and meets her father, who has a scroll enchanted by Darkstalker, an ancient animus which can grant the writers abilities to rewrite reality. He uses it to shapeshift, and he was the dragon who hurt Kinkajou. Turtle tracks down Peril, and she burns her father's scroll. This returns Animus magic to the ancient buried Animus dragon Darkstalker, who uses it to rise from the grave, mountain. Turtle senses hate in Darkstalker's heart and uses the stick he enchants to hide. He goes to warn Jade Mountain Academy and his Animus sister and Anemone about it, but an enemy brushes off his warning. An enemy even goes to meet the evil Animus dragon and quote-unquote saves him from two attackers who he totally could have dealt with. Darkstalker, Turtle, an enemy, and the Nightwing Jade Mountain students leave for the rainforest to meet with the rest of the Nightwing tribe. Kinkajou is also there and is being looked after by the Rainwing healers, and is still in her coma. An enemy takes it upon herself to heal Kinkajou. At the same time, Turtle casts a spell to make Kinkajou seem unimportant to Darkstalker. Then, an enemy tells Turtle she enchanted Kinkajou to like him. What? Turtle cried, horror-struck. An enemy? You can't just do that! I so absolutely can, she said triumphantly, already sliding the Skyfire back into Kinkajou's pouch. My magic can do anything, but that's awful! You can't enchant someone's feelings. An enemy, please take that spell off. I don't think I can, Anemone said with a shrug. Squids and sea monsters, you should be thanking me. I just did such an awesome, nice thing for you. She reached over Kinkajou and patted one of its talons, grinning. I'm the best sister ever. But I don't want her to like me because of a spell. Turtle felt as if he was caught in one of the rainforest's enormous spider-laden cobwebs. He couldn't undo the enchantment himself, if that even was possible, or else Darkstalker would notice. But he couldn't take this Skyfire away from Kinkajou either. She needed it to be safe from Darkstalker. Despite Turtle's explanation, Anemone really doesn't understand this being bad, and even tells Turtle he'll thank her later. Darkstalker shows up, and Kinkajou can sense something is off about him, and does not like the way he is ordering around Queen Glory with no pushback. She decides to go and spy on him, and Turtle warns her of the spell he put on her. At this moment, Turtle does not tell her about the spell Anemone had put on her though. I don't know why, but it was likely he was freaking out. He also may have thought removing the spell would harm Kinkajou, as it may put her back into her coma. Kinkajou freaks out about Turtle being an animus and demands to know why she is the last to know of everything, and Turtle reassures her that she's only the 5th dragon to know. Kinkajou says neat, both of us are invisible, and so spying will be even easier. The two go and start Darkstalker, who is trying to catch possible assassins of Queen Glory. Kinkajou laughs at something Turtle says, and he tells her to quiet down because he may be able to hear her. Kinkajou replies that she's a nobody to Darkstalker, and Turtle bursts out, no she isn't, not to him. Kinkajou tells him that he doesn't sound very believable, and also, his timing sucks. This is a bit of flirting, which shows that the spell may already be setting in. After the assassins are caught and thrown in jail, Turtle and Kinkajou go back to sleep. Turtle makes Kinkajou promise not to start Darkstalker while he's asleep. The next day, they follow Darkstalker to the Kingdom of Night. They make it just outside before sleeping again, but Turtle notices Darkstalker sneaking off and follows him and makes Darkstalker have a breakdown using a marble. When in the Kingdom of Night, Darkstalker gives Anemone a room. She's upset at its conditions and is jealous of Moon, so she tries to make her clean it using Animus magic. However, Darkstalker senses the use of Animus magic and exiles Anemone and possibly enchants her to kill her mother. Turtle follows Anemone to the abandoned island palace where she plans to find a weapon to kill her mother with. He confronts her and reveals that he enchanted her to be an animus as a distraction. They fight and make up a bit, but Darkstalker senses their battle and summons them both to his throne room. He summons the dragon, the hidden animus cares most about, as he cannot see Turtle. This brings Kinkajou into the room and Darkstalker threatens to kill her. Turtle reveals himself and throws his invisibility stick to an enemy who can get away. Darkstalker thinks Turtle is Fathom and tries to light Turtle on fire, who is thankfully resistant. Kinkajou spits venom into his eye, vaporizing it despite his invulnerability spell. The two briefly converse. I love you, Turtle, she whispered, softer than ripples in a still pool. You don't really, he said, feeling his heart break a little more. Anemone put a spell on you to love me. I'm so sorry. Oh, she said, that's not cool, but I feel like I love you and I'm afraid this is our tragic goodbye, so don't argue with me. It's remarkable how calm she's being right now. Darkstalker then enchants Kinkajou to forget about the entire fiasco. Unbeknownst to him, she is immune, and then he takes Turtle prisoner. In the next book, Kinkajou and Anemone both go to rescue Turtle. However, no one stays at the door, so it closes on them and locks all of the three of them in there. Both of the Dragonesses must have been sniffing Sharpies that day, or were overly eager to reunite with Turtle, because who makes that mistake? Kinkajou is also incredibly mad about Anemone enchanting her. However, in the end, Anemone removes the spell, which surprises Kinkajou, but now Anemone's felt like it's what it is like to be under the control of another dragon and learned her lesson. In the epilogue of Darkness of Dragons, Kinkajou talks to Turtle and reflects on the spell. I just want to read this letter one more time, Turtle said, rolling it up again. Aww, Kinkajou flicked a spray of water at his tail. You're so cute about your mom, it almost makes me wish I knew who my parents were. He tipped his head at her. I could probably find out for you. That's alright, she said. I know you're trying to use your magic as little as possible. I can figure it out some other way if I really want to. Turtle tapped the Skyfire armband. But I can use it if you ever need. Keebly's soul spell was really well written. Speaking of well written, Kinkajou said as he dove into the water. She waited until he surfaced again to finish her thought. I love the story you wrote for class the other day. You should write more of it. Really? He said shyly. You're not just saying that? I'm not enchanted to say nice things about you anymore, she said with a laugh. He laughed too, but a little awkwardly. They'd pretty much avoided the subject of love spell for the last month. He paddled his webbed talons underneath him for a moment, then blurted, I still really like you, Kinkajou. Her scales shimmered with flecks of citrus orange and yellow. Oh, she said, I mean, I really like you too, but I'm still... It's weird, Turtle. It's weird to wake up and suddenly have all these feelings and then find out they're not real, and then suddenly they're gone but not really because you remember feeling them, which is awfully close to really still feeling them. And then there are lots of reasons to feel them because you are adorable, but I'm not totally sure how I feel them, and it's so very confusing. Sure. Yeah. Okay, he said. Never mind. No, not never mind, she said, splashing water over his head. More like, let's keep hanging out and see what happens, and I'll try to figure out which feelings are real after a little more time has passed. That's what I think we should do. That's alright with me, he said. I mean, it's great. Totally great with me. He felt a fish swim between his claws, but wriggled away when he tried to grab it. You really think I'm adorable? Yes, said Kinkajou. But I think lots of things are adorable, so don't get too excited. I mean, you're somewhere between baby sloths and an enemy's crush on Tamarin for adorableness scale. This passage is a pretty good sign for the ship in my opinion. It demonstrates that they have clear conversation skills and can talk maturely about difficult topics, such as how their slightly evil younger sister tried to enchant you to have a crush on them. Just because the effect of the anime spell went away doesn't mean the feelings do. Another example of that in this story is the pyrite spell placed on Hailstorm, where even after it's removed, he feels like he is a Skywing. However, that spell was left on him for years, as opposed to the week or two that an enemy had the spell placed on her, so it could be different. And I agree with Kinkajou here. It's going to take a bit of time to root through all the feelings and identify all the fake ones. But even if she ends up not liking him romantically, they are set for a good friendship for life. At first, I was actually leaning towards disliking the ship. I feel like it could be a tiny bit coerced and Kinkajou's feelings may be faked, but the more I reread, the more I found they good chemistry went together. Both of the dragons have good intuition, but Turtle doesn't really act on his, whilst Kinkajou does. I feel like Kinkajou helps bring out the brave side in Turtle, but she is also aware of his feelings and knows when to reel it in a bit. So I do like the ship. If I had to rank it, it might be an A, and I feel like it's around the level Clairol and how much I like it. What's your opinion on the ship? Comment down below. I just want to clarify, because some people are weird, you do not have to like the ships that I do, and dislike the ones that I hate. Just because Glorybringer's my no TP doesn't mean you should dislike it too, just keep my points in mind, and just because I like this ship, Turtlejou, doesn't mean you have to like it too. I like hearing different opinions, so comment down below. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe as well. I make Wings of Fire and Wordcats videos pretty often, and your support would mean a lot to me. And to those already subscribed, thank you for your continued support, and I've gotten here without y'all. Have a nice day, peace, Rogan out.